Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here for May 6th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the market today. First up, we got our June live cattle on the board. We did see another tight range day here in this live cattle market. Prices just stabilizing here and continuing to balance out here in the low to mid 250s. This June live contract did see a brief attempt there above 254 today, but just wasn't really able to get much traction there. But still seeing good support off that opening range here today, holding this market above 252.5. Inside of that prior day's range was a good sign of buyer support. Even in this late pullback today where we balanced out following that failed breakout above 254, we did see this market just continue to tighten up here right around 53.5. A lot of good volume still getting built up here, showing that these bulls are keeping this market supported. Not seeing any major breakdowns here like we saw early on Monday. So far, we've had a pretty good recovery by those bulls, and we should see them keep putting pressure up on this 254 level. Look for early breakouts above 54 to 54.67, which was today's high, to really get this ball rolling higher tomorrow. Bulls are showing good support. This uptrend still remains intact. The buyers still have a good chance at more upside and more all-time highs here for this live cattle market. We should see these bulls continue to stabilize and try and make another run up here towards 56.62 here before the week is up. This market's uptrend still looks good. Bulls are still offering good support. All signs are still pointing higher for this live cattle market. We should see that upside continue here throughout the rest of this week. Next up, we got our August feeders on the board. Today was a pretty quiet day here in this feeder market compared to the back and forth we had the last 2 days. Today's action did bounce out just shy of a $3 range. We did see a nice little gap higher here, briefly running up there towards 375. However, this market, like that live cattle market, just did not get that traction we were hoping to see today. But still balancing out here, seeing some higher highs. That is, this market's still trading above that prior day's range. So still good signs of support here. Buyers still stepping in and trying to push this market up. Just not able to really get that traction yet here to the upside, but we should still see this cattle market continue to rally. The uptrend still remains intact here. Any more bids above 373 to 75 tomorrow should get this market heading back up here towards this all-time high. This big picture uptrend still remains intact, and we should see this feeder market continue to rally here. We still have that relative strength here in this live cattle market, but either way, both of these, both live and feeder markets, are showing good support here so far this week. We should see more upside into the weekend. Look for both live and feeder markets to keep on pushing up towards those all-time highs here as we go into the end of the week. Another big down day here for this July corn contract. This market did briefly fail up there around 485 yesterday and slid all the way back down here, undercutting 471, getting a close below that 20-day average down here in the 460s, showing a big breakdown here. Big rejection off of those highs. So far, this corn market just really can't get much traction. Not really seeing that follow-through buying activity. And so far here in the evening session, we are just kind of slicing right here through our averages. At the moment, not looking like these bulls are wanting to step in and push this market back up. So in the meantime, we should see this thing just continue to stay pretty sticky here around this 4.5 to 485 area. Look for these big wide range days to continue. Not really expecting any major directional moves, but this corn market should just continue to chop up here in this 4.5 to 485 area. Next up, crude prices seen a big breakdown. However, most of that downside did come during the overnight session. European Open saw this market open up and flush down early, briefly undercutting $90 before rallying back here into the day session. During the day session, we did see this market just kind of tighten up here between about 95 and 97. This thing just really tightening up here, building a heavy amount of volume today during that day session following that overnight breakdown. So far here, this market is just kind of hanging steady here between 95 and 97. But with this big break we saw here today, increasing volume, showing that this market is probably poised for more downside. Look for those bears to keep on pushing this market down here into the 90s and potentially down here into the 80s as well. The upside is probably over here for this crude oil market. Not really expecting much besides maybe a quick pop here or there. But in the meantime, we should see this crude market continue to bleed back down here towards $80. And next up, equity markets seeing another very strong day. Each of our indexes really pushing higher here. The Dow getting back above 50,000 today. Nasdaq's continuing to push into new all-time highs, gaining more ground every single day. One-way street still going on there. S&P also pushing up there, falling just shy of 7,400 today, but still seeing some good upside. Not a whole lot else to be said here about this equity market. Stock market's looking good and strong. Still a very good environment to be putting money back to work. A lot of those mega cap names still have some room to go to the upside, so these indexes, as extended as they are, still should see some good upside potential here throughout the rest of this week. this uptrend is relentless and remains intact. Look for that upside to continue and keep putting money to work here as this environment is going to be favoring the longs here. So look for more upside here across the stock market. Everything's looking good and healthy. We should see that upside continue. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Catch you guys tomorrow.